Fellow mayors, let us give ourselves a pat on the back, for Fisher Enclave City has just reached the final milestone of 70,000 population, and we have managed to maintain that above 90% traffic flow throughout the entire run of the city. This was also done without any game-changing mods like Traffic Manager or Life Made Easy mods like Move It. But although the only mods that we do use are visual mods to make the game more visually appealing, and the unlimited ore and oil that we can fulfill the city's vision on creating an awesome ore quarry. And to top it off, as an extra challenge, we also managed to accomplish all of this without the use of any tunnels throughout the city. Here is an example of a tunnel. So this depot has a metro line, and as you can see, it is black, and you can see throughout the rest of the city there is not one black line except for this. So this city was done completely without any tunnels. This is not only my achievement, but also for you, the fellow mayors who have been following along with the progress of the city and applying all my tips and tricks into your own city, and have been improving your traffic flow, your economy, your city management, and your overall gameplay. I thank you for the mayors who have been sharing their stories in the video comments and in Discord on how their cities have improved after absorbing the guides in my videos. Your success and how slowly yet surely we are making all cities much smoother. We are saving sim knees by lowering the coastline, and how there is less and less use of tunnels is absolutely amazing. And with that said, what is the next step after the final milestone? Well, there is nothing left to do but to continue to grow to an above 100,000 population while maintaining that above 90% traffic flow. As the city grows, so will our expenses. Therefore, we can either keep up by earning more profit or lower our expenses. And this is where monuments come into play, which can do one or the other depending on the structure. A must-have monument for every city is the Castle of Lord Chirpwick from the Park Life DLC, which has a global entertainment value of 100, and it increases the attractiveness of all unique buildings by 25%. Therefore, more tourists would be attracted to come and visit our unique buildings, which should bring in more money. We also have a reserved location for this monument, which will be in our amusement park island. I am going to go ahead and unlock the 9th and final tile, and we will use this space as our staging ground for the requirements of the monument. So to unlock the Castle of Lord Chirpwick, we will need to construct the Old Market, Statue of the Colossus, Sea Fortress, Observation Tower, Clock Tower, and City Arc, which are already in the city. And while we are here, I am going to go ahead and construct the necessary structures to unlock the fusion power plant. We will need the tax office, Fountain of Life and Death, Science Center, and the Plaza of the Dead. Since the monuments that we needed for this episode are already unlocked, we can go ahead and delete the other buildings until we find a better use for them. Otherwise, it would just add to our weekly expenses. We will now replace the Modern Art Museum with the Castle of Lord Chirpwick, which makes our amusement park island to our version of Disneyland. Slowly yet surely, there will be more Sims visiting our unique buildings, thus slightly increasing our weekly income. It will not be a whole lot, but the castle is still well worth it. Before we plop down the fusion power plant, let us take a look at our current power production and cost. We are using 4 solar updraft towers, which has a cost of about 9,000 per week and an electricity production of about 1,000 megawatts. Now I will redesign this area and replace the updraft towers with the fusion power plant. So now that we have the fusion power plant down, it actually costs us 8,000 per week with an electricity production of 16,000 megawatts. So basically we just saved 1,000 a week, but we don't really need 16,000 megawatts. So I will actually reduce the electricity budget down to 50. And now our future power plant has a weekly upkeep of just 4,000 and an electricity production of 4,000 megawatts, which is still more than enough. Let's check that out, see how that much, and we could fill in more than 9 tiles and we would not need any more power. And that is pretty darn good. So we just saved us about 5,000 per week. And let's check out the rest. I forgot to connect this. And that is how we save more income. Now let us focus our attention on the coastlines. This will neither gain more income or reduce our weekly expenses, but it is a necessary upgrade that is long overdue, which is to upgrade the old generic keys to the new keys with walking paths and fences. Everyone would agree that these keys are much more dynamic with pedestrians walking along the coastline. Upgrading the keys also opens an opportunity to upgrade the design style of the actual coastline as well. On the bottom half, you will notice that there is a heavy use of trees aligned between the coastline and the road, while the top coastline has a mixture of aligned trees and an open area for a park, which makes the coastline look a little more natural. The parks are possible because the roads are pushed further from the keys. Therefore, at some areas, I will extend the coastline further out so we may have more room for roads. In case you missed it, I added cable car stops to get across the river instead of riding a ferry, which is much more cost efficient and requires less manpower. The cable wires are naturally high enough for all ship types to pass under without being entangled in the cable. From here on out, I merely continue to upgrade keys on the coastlines while making a few adjustments to the roads so that they are not always parallel to the key itself. At some areas, I've made the roads further away from the keys, and instead of just a full line of trees along the road, I randomly zoned in a few commercial buildings and added pedestrian paths so the sim may choose to walk along the key. With that said, I will leave you with the remaining seconds of the build, and in the end, we will review what we've accomplished in today's episode. Okay, cool. Let us review what we have done today. We of course upgraded the key so it is much more interactive with Sims walking along the coastline, and we have also adjusted some roads, so instead of the roads being completely parallel to the keys, I have provided some open areas for parks to break the pattern. Furthermore, instead of just a long line of trees, I have also broken that pattern by zoning in a few commercial buildings and added some walking paths to connect the road to the keys. I also started to use cable cars as a means of an alternative to cross the bridge, which will also be applied to the new areas as we have extended the land masses closer together. Offline, I have re-established the fishing routes and made certain that it is optimized to not have the routes too long that the ship would just be sightseeing or cruising, but rather have the long route just long enough that when it returns to port, it rakes in 100% efficiency. Everything we do here is about precision optimization while maintaining an aesthetically pleasing outcome. We also added the Castle of Lord Sherpwick, which slightly increases our economy, and added the fusion power plant to permanently reduce and maintain our electricity funding to just 4,000 weekly, regardless of how large the city grows. All of this may not have seemed much, yet this was necessary, especially when we want to expand and utilize other structures like the Metropolitan Airport. If you enjoy the methodical gameplay and want to catch me play live, I stream in the following link below, and you can also find the link in the description. You can also catch me in the social channels, and if you are looking for inspiration and general advice for your city, you can catch the community in Discord, and I have also posted the inspiring screenshots displayed earlier by community members in the Facebook page. You can also see how the community members have improved their gameplay, which is my overall purpose of making these videos. If you have not subscribed, please consider doing so. This is Captain Obvious, and I want to make the world silky smooth. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.